Here is a recap of Grounded 1, as Grounded 2 is less than a week away. 4 teenagers wake up in the backyard of Dr. Wendell Tully, a former scientist of Eminent Practical Technologies, only to realize they're the size of an ant. They quickly find a device called a spacer, and being kids as they are, they push a button. And then there's an explosion by the oak tree. There they find a lab, and inside is a weird particle called raw science. And Burgle, who tells them that Dr. Tully is missing and he's the only one who knows how to reverse the shrinkage. To find him, the teens have to retrace his steps, visiting his various labs spread throughout the yard, starting with the hedge lab, where Tully learns that someone is spying on him. After that is the pond lab, where we learn the shrinking process has a really nasty side effect, which Tully has deemed raisoning. Over to the Haze lab, the poor doctor was desperately trying to find a way to reverse his condition, but all he discovered was mushrooms plus raw science equals explosions. Then we get to the lab located in the Black Ant Hill. Dr. Tully needed more raw science for his experiments, so he created a device called the Mixer. The thing is, this machine really upsets the bugs, so the ants tore his lab apart. Defeated at every turn and continuing to be reduced to a husk, or rather a raisin, of his former self, Tully exiled himself to his final lab, under the shed. There he gets his last, most desperate idea to escape his fate, transferring his consciousness to a new body, the Mant. But as you can probably guess, that doesn't work either. Wendell Tully, now reduced to a head in a jar, locks himself away from the rest of the world, ensuring Omninent can't steal his secrets. But once he is found by the teenagers, he agrees to help them reverse their shrunken status and gives them the missing ingredient that makes that possible. Over at the Java-matic coffee maker that can create the cocktail to make them big again, the teens are caught under siege by bugs. But these are not ordinary bugs. They are part of Omninent's Project Orc, led by Director Schmechter, who has a pendant for stealing credit. At this point, the teens could just take the embiggening cocktail and return to normal size, but that doesn't end well for them, or Tully. However, there is one more lab in the yard. Kept secret inside the Castle Moldork playset, Dr. Tully explains that this lab is not one of his. Hacking their way inside, the team finds more of the orc bugs, and at the center of the lab, a drone controlled by Director Schmechter. Following an intense fight, the teens recover a data disk, which details all of the shady business Omninent has been up to, including experimenting on teens as well as a cure for raisoning. With this in hand, the teens can beat Omninent in court, Schmechter goes to jail, and Tully is cured of his raisoning. Fast forward 2 years, and Grounded 2!